football news that emerged last night and also this morning / this afternoon, and we're going to be looking at them, looking at how they have an impact on some of the teams going forward, some of the managers that have left their clubs, some of the results last night, of course the Europa League final, and we're going to be considering this and a lot more today. But before we move on, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of what's happened today. Now, the first thing we have to review is the Europa League final. Now, Manchester United faced Villarreal, and they were pretty much embarrassed, as Man United were favourites to win the Europa League. Villarreal, who were in 7th place, beat Manchester United on penalties after a 1-1 draw in normal time. And from watching the game, I realised that Villarreal had a better plan than Manchester United. And on top of that, Villarreal also had a manager who knew how to win. If you consider the history of the clubs and what Villarreal have achieved in their history, Manchester United are so much more bigger, have so much more history in Europe compared to Villarreal. But it matters what you do on the night. It matters what experience you have on the night. And Manchester United just didn't have that necessary experience from the top to really finish the job against a man who is very experienced at what he does in Unai Emery. And if you watch the channel a little bit as well, you'll see that I went through some facts as well before the game, facts that you should know. And one of the reasons I like doing those videos is because, yeah, those facts, they're nice facts, they're interesting, but it's actually good to take some of these into consideration when you have a manager who is very good in a certain competition. You have to respect it and you have to take it into account. It was always on Manchester United to win the game, and Unai Emery knew that, and he used that to his advantage. Anyway, congratulations to Villarreal, their first major trophy in Europe, and I'm sure they'll be celebrating for days to come. In other news, in regards to managers, coaches, all of that, there has been a lot happening. So last night, there was news going around. I think Fabrizio Romano also was speculating news that Antonio Conte was going to leave. And this came, I think, a little bit after the news as well, that Zinedine Zidane was about to leave Real Madrid. Now, that instantly frees up 2 top coaches. And then we also received some other news that Allegri, who's been free for a couple of years, since Conte, who is a brilliant manager, he's just won the league for the first time in 10 years. Well, not in 10 years, I think it's 11, I can't remember how many years, but in a few years with Inter. A big, big achievement. So, you've got these top managers flying around. It'll be very interesting to see what their next moves are. I really do predict that. Well, right now I predict that Zidane might take a sabbatical again, or he will go to PSG. Now, this links into this other news that I have now as well. That Pochettino is, in fact, unhappy at PSG, and Tottenham have come back and made contact with Mauricio Pochettino. Some big news, some very big news in regards to managers. And I really like Pochettino as a manager. I think what he done for Southampton, for Spurs, was brilliant. I think you get a manager who's forward thinking in his approach, who demands that the club is run very well. Even I think I remember at Tottenham, he had a bit of a falling out with Levy because he wanted things to be done a certain way. He wanted transfers, he wanted to refresh the squad, he wanted, ambition to be shown to elevate the squad, and eventually he left because he wasn't backed after a Champions League final where he spent nothing. So it's interesting that Tottenham have gone back in for him, according to the likes of BBC and what have you. Where do you think he'll go anyway? Please drop it in the comments if you are watching, because I would really like to know. Now, that concludes the day in rumours, transfers. We'll also be looking at transfers again tomorrow, because there's some transfer news floating about as well, and I've seen some really interesting stuff this evening anyway, but we'll focus on that tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Please drop a like, subscribe, comment